see. Test. Testing. 1, 2, 3. That's there. That's there. I thought I fixed it. Still no audio. Test. Okay, that's fine there. So then what's the problem here? That's there. Test. Okay, we good. I think I'm here. I fixed it. Still no audio. Oh, I did fix it. Okay. Let's try this again. Hey, y'all. Welcome into another All American Live After Show, which your good sister loves to talk TV with. And to say that I'm pleasantly surprised that we're just trucking right along in season 7 and I am almost happy as a lark is an understatement. Drop y'all's ratings in the chat. Sorry about the little technical difficulties to start. But let's go ahead and get in to what we need to get into. I got me a little plan. We're going to get in. We're going to get out. 2 hours, y'all. 2 hours. We getting in and we getting out. Why is the... Hold on. Let me fix the chat over here. Because, Lord, why is this blown up like this? My word. Okay. I do not know what the heck that was about. Resets. Okay, here we go. Chill. Reset. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to fix something. Because it would not be me if my ass did not have freaking issues with this daggone. Okay. Can we lock you in place? Pretty please. I don't have to have no problems. I don't want no problems. One of these days, I'm going to come on here and it ain't going to be no problems. No technical difficulties at all. One of these days. I'm just hoping. Keep dropping y'all's ratings. I'm going to come in and read them. We're going to get started. Where's the... chat background? Let me put that on the screen so y'all can see each other's ratings. Where's my chat at for this? Y'all, trying to do this thing on TikTok stream is going to take me out of here. Here we go. Okay. Let me see some of y'all's ratings. Hyacinth gave it an 8 out of 10. Shelby said, let's throw the daddy in the trash, a 6. Kobe said a 9. Marquee stole the show. Hey, John. Kay says 7 out of 10. Amina's absence was felt. Was it? Kimberly gave it an 8. Let me get this started. episode. What is this? Episode 4, right? I would have like quite literally never guessed that I would be like, oh, we only got 9 episodes left. Who would have thought Erica would be deep into season 7 of All American? Not deep because we were like still at the beginning, and like now starting to count the episodes. Like, oh no. John gave it an 8 out of 10. Kendra gave it a 7. Drop your ratings, y'all. Drop your ratings. Khalil daddy act more like a big brother. Hey Micah, welcome in. Micah gave it a 7. You spent the whole episode talking about some how is you cool. Every time Cassius came on screen, he is in fact not cool. And I fear we will not actually see that man be cool throughout the entire season. Like, we might as well go ahead and wrap up any hopes and dreams that we have of Cassius being cool. He ain't cool. He ain't never gonna be cool. It was for me, Ava being like, thanks for the reminder of why we're not working out. Miss Girl, you ain't have to eat that little one. You quite literally ain't have to eat that little one. Okay, let me make sure. I want to make sure the audio is like really good before I get into this. Okay, that's great. Let me check the TikTok real quick, and we gonna jump into this, y'all. It was such like there's so much meat in this episode, so there's so much that we have to talk about. I'm really excited to do this live stream. Way less long-term partnerships this year. Let me hold on, y'all. I'm just checking the TikToks. Make sure they can hear and all that jazz. Okay, we good over there. Make sure they can hear. Perfection. Your girl got her water. If you're new and just coming in, drop your ratings for the episode. We're going to go ahead and get started. Shout out to all the members in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being members of the channel. Kofi, Micah, Kimberly. I appreciate you all so very, very much. I think Sharpie's going to be popping in here at some point. I know this is a little bit earlier than I typically do, but it seemed like last week this really worked out. So I think this is going to be the new time, the new day and time for these All-American live streams, y'all. Oh, last one. Actually, I gotta start it on X. And once I do that, then I'm good to like go. Here, let me start it on this one, because this one doesn't let you go all the way silent, and that's pretty annoying. Did everybody share their ratings? Who's y'all's favorite character thus far this season? What storylines y'all identify with the most? Like, drop those in there, because that's part of my little spill today. We gonna have to start picking some sides, and not necessarily like so and so against so and so, but just so that we're clear. You feel me? Like, just so that we're clear where people stand. I tell you one thing, I don't think I'm going to be doing any type of predictions, or like, not predictions, but like, you know how we've been talking about, oh, well, Amina don't have no story. And then they give us an episode with Amina, a little backstory and her feelings. And then we were talking about KJ last week and like, oh, he just floating. And then we get this. And I'm done saying that, because they keep busting me in my jaw like, yeah, you thought. And I'm low-key like, honestly, y'all, I'm like very low-key nervous to like start gassing the show, because the moment I start gassing the damn show, they're going to jump their asses off a cliff and do some wild stuff. But I also want to enjoy it, and like that's part of my MO. Like, I'm going to gas the show, you know? Where is my... Okay. Start now. Cool. mean nothing here? I promise y'all, I got on here. I got on my at my desk like 45 minutes early to try to make sure I was good, and I'm still having issues. It's wild. Not everybody talking about Khalil. Everybody is talking about Khalil. What is so interesting to me about the Khalil character is that I really did not think that they would be able to give us a new Spencer. I didn't believe it at all. Like, I did not believe it. I said it will never happen. And you know what? That's fine. Like, okay, cool, whatever. I, yeah. I was like, yeah, that would never happen. I guess I need to stop counting these people out. Okay, let me to speak to co-host. Cool. Cool beans. Oh, none of them let me completely mute it. Okay, well. Oh, I gotta move this phone, y'all. This is gonna drive me damn crazy. Okay. This is gonna drive me up a wall. Alright, bear with me. Alright, 1 second, I'll be right back, y'all. Okay. Kimberly Felder said Khalil is my favorite presently. Kendra said Khalil and Amina. Kay said Khalil. John said Khalil and Amina are MVPs. Kimberly says, I'm surprised they're bringing a gang element back into it. Really? I don't know if I believe that they would be able to do it in an authentic way, but I'm really glad that they did. I'm really, really glad. I have not watched the preview, y'all, just so y'all know. So if Spencer was in the preview, because Kendra is saying, I guess we're going to see Spencer. No shade, Daniel. But I personally don't need to see Spencer. Especially if he bringing his damn wife. I don't need it. Okay, where do I want to start? Okay, most of y'all gave like 7s, 8s, a couple of 9s. I would actually rate this episode probably like an 8.75. I think it was really, really high up there. And really, really well done. I really enjoyed the introduction of the Marquee character. How do y'all feel about Marquee? How do y'all feel about his introduction? Kofi says, I want to gauge if Marquee going to be a villain like Tyrone, causing chaos, bring back the vibes of season 1. You want him to come back and be a full-on menace? A menace for real? Yeah, I thought that the introduction of of Marquee was done really, really well. Let me get rid of this. And the episode itself was still solid. And y'all, wait till y'all hear my breakdown. I'm gonna tell you here because y'all gonna hear y'all. It's gonna be reaffirmed in my breakdown. But y'all, I'm a Jordan Baker fan. I am a Jordan Baker fan now. I watched this episode twice, and on the second watch, I literally kept questioning, like, are you a Jordan Baker fan? Why are you so excited? Why are you like, yeah, Jordan, press this gangster? Why are you? It's because I am a Jordan Baker fan. And I don't know what type of wizardry is happening, but I feel just as bamboozled as I did when Courtney Kemp launched Power Book 2 Ghost. And I literally started that series specifically to watch Tariq die. I was only signing up to watch that little nigga get his. And by episode number 5, I was rooting for that little nigga. And I had decided that he could never die. So I don't know what this root is that Courtney Kemp must have taught NK how to do. But the fact that I am sitting here talking to y'all about being a Jordan Baker fan, I don't understand what it's like right now. But the T is I'm going to always keep it real. So I ain't hiding it from y'all. I ain't lying to y'all. I'm riding with Jordan Baker this season. I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm doing it. But we're in it. Okay, let me really get into it. Not throw him out. We don't need him. We don't need who? The show needs a real villain again. Y'all think so? Kay says his acting was incredible, but I couldn't stand the character stop disrupting my boy Khalil's life. Listen here. I didn't even really like when I read the synopsis, because y'all know I did a synopsis breakdown, and it talked about Marquee being introduced in this episode, right? And when I saw that, and I was like, wait, I know this name, and I know what he looked like. And I looked it up to confirm. I was like, nah, he ain't giving what need to be gave. I need Khalil daddy to be a big ass Debo nigga. Like, I need Khalil's daddy to come in like, yeah. And while I don't know that man's name. I gotta pronounce it correctly. I'm gonna learn it. Terrell? I don't know. He gave what needed to be gave, y'all. He came in with the switch up. He came in with the second, with the code switching, with the nice nasty, with the I'm a gangster, so don't push me. And I fear I'm in fear. Yeah. Like, this man can be the sweetest dad in the world, but he can also get with your ass. And that's going to be a problem. Yes, the Lawrence Report, Erica is a Jordan Baker fan now. Shout out to all y'all betting folks, because if y'all bet that Erica was going to convert this season, you might have just won a bunch of money. Sade, hey boo, welcome in, says I absolutely love the context of Marquee being a single dad. To understand where the survival mode is coming from, it makes him wanting him by his side actually believable. 100%. 100%. All right, let me get into my little, because I actually have a little plan for this. So there was some major plot points that went down in this episode, y'all. First of which, of course, is the introduction of Marquee as this main character, potentially a big bad, but also could just be a little annoying fool. We don't know if All American is going to take it back to the old days where they, did what needed to be done as it pertains to trying to tell the gangster story and the potential, like, you ain't gonna make it out the hood story. We did have Sean as the leader of the gang, the gangster with the golden heart. But Khalil's father is here and he creates tension between Khalil's already very present conflict between like gang life in the streets and then school, but now that's evolving into football. And I'm going to talk more about the evolution of Khalil's storyline and like what he's actually motivated to do. I think that this is brilliant because we talked about this in previous live streams of like, we know that he want to make it out the hood, but we're not clear on like how he wants to do it and what matters the most to him. And we're really getting to watch that particular nuance develop for us on screen, which I think is a very nice touch. Now, the second major plot point that we get to see is Jordan stepping up in a real way as Khalil's mentor. So much so that he stands up to Marquee on numerous occasions. And it's not necessarily like Jordan just swinging on him like he would do Spencer James. But I think that Jordan does it in very calculated ways of like communicating without necessarily having to say, I understand that you're his father, but I'm his coach and I care about this little nigga too. And I have never been more proud of Jordan, I don't think. Him trying to press Marquee at the Beverly Hills game. That's how you Jordan Baker. From here on out, that's how you Jordan Baker. Additionally, we get to see Leila, and as she deals with Elle and her attempt to return to songwriting, but she wants to use Leila as a conduit for that. But Leila got beef because Elle done said some things that she ain't need to be saying, tweeted some things she ain't need to be tweeting 10 years ago. 10 years ago. I'm not gonna do too much on Leila, but I didn't like how they wrote Leila in this episode. KJ discovering the play from Spencer and Jordan Beverly Hills days, and then creating conflict for Cassius. Everything creates conflict for Cassius's ass, I swear. But that's also another one. And then Cassius's growing resistance to anything tied to the damn Bakers, which I need them to get to the point. Again, I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, constantly saying it. Get to the damn point when it comes to Cassius and whatever his Baker issue is, because it's getting annoying. Okay? It's getting annoying. And then KJ's mother appearing and mediating between KJ and Cassius because they have beef. Those are the major little plot points that happen. The standout scenes to me, like I said, was definitely the Beverly Hills game, the scouting scene where Jordan takes it upon himself to spot Marquee and then say something to him. Like, it seemed like, you know, he was out all night. It ain't seem like just some he don't want to be around or he giving up. You know anything about that? I have never, ever been more proud of Jordan Baker than in this moment. Ooh, hold on, y'all. Now, quiet as kept, right? I'm gonna be messy. Quiet as kept. Jordan do got like 5 inches, at least 5 inches on Marquee. So if he was gonna swing, he can go ahead and swing. What happened to my dang on? Hold on, y'all. All my scenes is set tripping today. What is going on? There we go. He got like 5 inches on that man. So if he wanted to swing, he could. But Jordan is also growing up, it seems. It seems he done got married. He done settled into a career that he's actually finding his groove with. Who'd have thunk that he actually could be a decent coach? Who'd have thunk he just needed a little bit of a purpose and a little bit of a mentor? Who'd have thunk that maybe at the end of the day, all Jordan Baker really needed was not to be bros or best friends with Spencer James. He just wanted to be able to steward a Spencer James out of the hood for himself. He just wanted to walk in his daddy's footsteps. Okay, sorry y'all. This is the process of me making peace with being a fan of Jordan. I'm going to clown him a little bit. But, well, first of all, do y'all think we're going to watch Jordan swing on anybody this season? Or is he just too grown or too mature now to be doing that? Because the only thing that would have added a little, well, if he would have swung on Marquee, then Marquee's homeboys would have jumped him. So he couldn't do that. Okay, fine. Jordan Baker resorting to violence can't happen no time soon, I guess. Or at least it can't happen while Marquee got his people with him. How did y'all feel about this scene? I felt like this was one of the standout scenes. While it was one of the shortest, it just, to me, it did a lot. And shout out again to Michael Bailing because he's crushing Jordan this season. There's so much specificity in his mannerisms and how he holds his lips in various moments, his eyes. Cabby says Jordan is a grown man with a job. He don't have time to fight a man with nothing to lose. That's fair. I ain't even gonna hold you. That is fair AF. At this point, though, I'm just so used to him swinging first and asking questions later. I'm just like wondering where the hands and feet at, Jordan. But you right, Cammy. You right. He is a grown man with a lot to lose. A whole everything to lose. So, like I said, you're right. That's fair. Micah says, I think it's more likely Cassius swings on Jordan. Ooh. I could totally see that happening. Lord, why is it double chats right now? Y'all. There we go. Kofi says, nah, unless Marquee puts him in a position, like put his loved ones in danger. I mean, Spencer wasn't putting Jordan in danger, but he was catching every last one of them knuckle sandwiches Jordan could find to throw his way. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, how did y'all feel about this scene in particular? I think I'm like hyper fixated on it because there was so much specificity in it, and I felt like we got what they were saying to one another. Like Marquee is trying to communicate, yeah, I told you that the boy don't stick around, even though we know that there's additional context to that. Jordan is sussing that out in this moment, right? And then Jordan is like, this and this and this is going on with your son. Do you know any reason why that could be? And all of the subtext for that is like, what is your deal, bro? And Marquee is kind of like, I guess, trying to flex his control over Jordan. And all, to me, I heard what they said to each other, but I heard the subtext more. And I love scenes like that. So how did y'all feel about this scene? The old Jordan would have punched him. What I really appreciate in Jordan's character is that he's not backing down. And yes, we knew Jordan to like throw a haymaker here or there. And I would never really come out and be like, yeah, Jordan Baker's a punk. But I also didn't have Jordan Baker pressing a gang member. Like, we got to see him rise up on Spencer, but Spencer was a good guy. Like, Spencer had a little bit of control. Spencer cared about him. I don't recall Jordan ever pressing or raising up on somebody who really don't give a damn whether he lives or dies, and he still did it anyway. So to watch that in this moment, it's just like, you really not a punk. Like, for real. Cammy says, I got annoyed with the character because is this Preach 2.0? Is Marquee Preach 2.0? Is that what you're asking? Just so we're clear. While y'all let me know your thoughts there. The other standout scenes I think are also Khalil expressing to Jordan that Marquee is the only person who has been solid. Child. Marquee literally, I'm not Marquee. Khalil, every single episode, y'all. I don't know how, I don't know why, but every single episode, that boy is pretty much bringing my ass to tears. Tears, I fear. Because what you mean he the only person who has been solid? What you mean you have to show up and do gang because this is all I got? Like, the emotional manipulation that's taking place within this parental child relationship is so sad. However, I would argue that it's normal in the hood. Like, it's normal for parents to have a child young, right? Or at least black parents coming out of like the 80s and the 90s to have a child young, to still be children themselves, right? And they have an idea on how they think they're supposed to parent or what they're supposed to do to parent, but then that still conflicts with whatever resources they have to give, what job they have, what education they have, and then their ability to manage their own emotion, their own mental stability. All of those things come into play, and it sucks. It sucks for the kid because the kid didn't ask to be here, and the kid only knows you. Like, you come into this world and you're with your parents and you literally pedestalize them in a way of, like, ultimately for a lot of kids, your parents become gods. I know one of the biggest things for me when I first went to therapy in my early 20s, I had to unpack my mommy issues and my daddy issues. And a big part of both of those things was those people navigating in ways in life that were very harmful to me, not necessarily intentionally, but they were very hurtful. And the problem for me specifically that we had to deal with first was that I pedestalized them because they were my parents. So to look at this scene and to hear Khalil speak about this is the only person that has been solid, as if like he owes his dad for being there. He owes his dad for his dad's presence, no matter how fallible the presence is, no matter how toxic the presence is, no matter how problematic or harmful, disrespectful, dismissive, belittling his presence is. He feels a certain debt, a certain like guilt, right? For taking up space, for just like existing. And I think that this, like, for me, in experiencing bits and pieces of it and then also seeing it and growing up in the hood amongst other, black kids, I think that this is a very real thing. And I think that they did a really great job depicting it. And this young brother here, I gotta get familiar with the dude who plays Khalil, his like real name, because I want to watch him do anything. I don't give a damn what he's in moving forward. I don't give a damn if he's in an Allstate commercial. I want to watch it because this little boy is masterful in how he non-verbally communicates the very real beats to all of the emotions and a lot of the thoughts for the Khalil character. Sade says Khalil's walking us through his cognitive dissonance and the emotions related to it is just amazing, right? That is such a good way to put it, Sade. Yes. Hell yeah. And for him to, and this speaks to what we were talking about last week, right? Khalil as a person just has a very strong sense of self-awareness, so much more so than anybody his age. Like, he has a level of awareness, of self-awareness that you really mature into as you become an adult. And while it's a good thing and it works for him because he can articulate certain things better than most, specifically better than people at his current, age group or whatever, but it also winds up being a hindrance or harm because Khalil can very easily become the type of person that over intellectualizes his feelings, and he doesn't let himself feel his feelings, or he doesn't create space to process his feelings in a way that is more normal and less contained. Antonio Bell, that's his name. Thank you, Kofi. Antonio Bell is brilliant. Okay? Brilliant. Hey, Janelle, welcome in, boo. You watching AA just to see what heights Khalil will climb? I'm here for it. I love it. And it's so dope that they paired him with Jordan, because as Khalil climbs these heights, ultimately, like overall, he's climbing these heights, but the heights are looking like him having to dig deep and confront, his fears, confront his limiting beliefs, confront his idea of what the world was capable of providing for him versus what's actually out there. Like in this particular scene, he talks about being excited for what he is seeing, the newness that he's seeing in football, and like falling in love with football and all that football can provide for him. And that is very much so from a person who thought that the world was one way, a thought that this was all that the world had to offer, and now he's seeing something else and he wants to reach out and grab it. And to have your damn daddy be the thing that's pulling you back while you're trying to reach out and grab more, heavy AF, bro. This scene again was like my second standout in this whole episode. Micah said Khalil has succeeded where his father has not. So as a result, he tries to bring him down because he sees Khalil is his unrealized dream and potential. That's so interesting. That's a very interesting point. One of the things that I didn't think could be possible until I experienced it is parental jealousy. That never really made sense to me, but I've experienced it at various seasons of my life, and that was one of the things that I also had to work through in therapy. And it sounds crazy when you think about it, but it's real. But then that also ties to, the understanding that your parents really just be people. Like, they people too, with their own fears, with their own limiting beliefs, with their own insecurities, with all of these things that they either do or do not know how to manage. So I think that's a really great point, Micah. And then my other standout scene was Cash just shutting down KJ. Shutting down KJ over this damn Baker play. One, it's just going in a long list of like moments where Cassius has lost his damn mind and overreacting. But two, something about this scene just felt very, very pointed as like an inflection point for what Cassius has going on in reference to his animosity with the damn Bakers. Like this felt like more of before, but then it also felt like heavier than before. I really need them to get to what they need to get to with this man and with his Baker animosity, because his time has run out for me giving a damn and me giving any kind of grace. But this scene is definitely a standout for me this episode. Now, on a like meta scale, right, y'all? I'm going to go very hitty. Just so that y'all clear, I'm going very hitty this episode. This episode, I think that they did a really great job with nuance and specificity. And if I was to identify what I felt like the themes that are being discussed in this episode, I definitely think that there's a theme of the cycle of trauma and breaking free. And it's so very clear with the Marquee and Khalil character. But also, I think now that I'm like really discussing it and thinking about that, it's also present with KJ and Cassius. It's just to a different degree. And that's so interesting because we get the elements in this episode with like KJ's mom popping up, and then she has to play mediator, and they have a whole system for clear and transparent communication, which is very healthy, right? And very dope in reference to like family communication. But when I speak to the cycles of like trauma and breaking free, I'm speaking more so when it comes to KJ and Cassius of like wherever Cassius is trapped, that is giving very much so a trauma cycle. He is, whether intentionally or unintentionally, cycling through some very real visceral feelings that are ultimately allowing for him to isolate between like, oh, I'm good and great job, son, you're stepping up. And then the moment he hears the damn baker's name, it's like, oh, hell, scorch earth, this, everything must die. Something is happening there. And he's going to need to break free from it. And it's so interesting when I think about it, or even talking about it right now, it's like, this feels like a little bit more of a benign version of like the very clear visceral like breaking free that we see that Khalil's gonna have to do. He kind of starts it in this episode and it's a little bit more loud, but there's still some things that have to happen for KJ and Cassius, specifically like Cassius as a dad, and it's ultimately going to hinder and like harm KJ if he doesn't get a hold of it, which is why I'm putting them together. And I think that that's just so dope in how they're able to communicate those themes in both of these father-son relationships and these very different dynamics. It happens. Micah says he's bipolar. I really do not think that Cassius is bipolar. Sade said his hate ain't even interesting. So y'all with me? We dragging Cassius all the rest of the season. Cassius was really mad about a play that won the game. Big mad too. Like, sir. Cammy says Preach daughter is going through similar parental issues. Is she? Because we don't get to see Amina in this episode, and some of y'all said that y'all missed her. I didn't actually miss her in this episode, but I'm also like back, and I'm the more we get great episodes, the more I'm like, all right, y'all got it, whatever y'all want to give me, I'm gonna take it. Not that I don't necessarily want to see Amina, but I felt like this episode had just enough of things going on in the focus with the men and the young boys that we didn't actually need Amina. The only thing that like stuck out to me was like we had the moment with Amina and Khalil in episode 3. In episode 3. And you ain't text her, you ain't stopped by the house, you ain't throw up no smoke signal, send no carrier pigeon or nothing, Khalil. You just got that girl wondering, stressing, doing whatever in her damn room while you over here trying to live your best life and hide from your daddy. Like, I get it. You got a lot going on. However, and comma. But Amina being missing in this episode, to me, it just builds onto that. Like, it builds up the anticipation for, like, when they have to come back together and have a conversation. Amina is missing her mother for sure, but I don't think it's a similar parallel to like cycles of trauma and breaking free that we're seeing with the guys, specifically because I don't know how much Amina knows about her mom's history, so she's not even in that place mentally yet. I honestly feel like a lot of Amina's angst that she has going on, she's bringing it on herself, unlike the other two brothers or young men. Um. Oh yeah, but to like break free, but like yeah, she wants to break free, but she wants to break free from what she deems to be like these imaginary as like restrictions. When girl, you quite literally just come from a loving community and home. You are literally not being held back in any way. If anything, you are literally being kept safe. Which also is a very, to me, a very real experience for young little black girls who want to be grown and want to grow up quick. I know I did. Okay. We're going to do a little character talk, y'all. And we're going to talk about Jordan Baker. So, because Jordan and Khalil were my like standout characters in this episode. And then we're going to deep dive into Marquee as a villain and the potential of that. Some of y'all mentioned that at the start of this live. We already kind of did a little bit of the scene breakdown for Jordan confronting Marquee. Then I'm gonna talk about some of my like favorite scenes or whatever, and then we can go from there. We're watching Jordan Baker evolve in front of our eyes, and like I mentioned earlier, I never would have thought it was going to happen. And what I really, 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 really appreciate is that in this episode, we have the Jordan standing in being a coach and a mentor and deciding that he is now one of Khalil's people in Khalil's community and going to have Khalil's back, even if that means going up against his father. But then we still are grounded by the Jordan that we have known, right? The Jordan that thinks he's a damn detective and wants to get down to the bottom of this. He's staying up all damn night stalking Coach Bobby's Instagram and trying to figure out. He then recruited Olivia, who then found a damn address. He's doing all of this stuff. So to me, I think they did a really great job of balancing Jordan in this episode to show a very well-rounded, I guess, arc for him and where he's at. And how he's moving. Like his growth is definitely tied to the Khalil character or his attachment to the Khalil character. However, he is not completely like abandoned what we have known. He still do silly little because he's silly as Jordan. Leila is just like, sir, please. And I love that. It adds a bit of like levity to what is going on, especially with the whole like your daddy is your number one op. I need you to make it out the hood that's going on over here. I told y'all how I enjoyed his speech about also being solid ground for Khalil, which ultimately to me feels like it's going to set the stage for when Khalil has to make a decision and him having to kind of like choose. What was interesting to me though, like as I was watching this, I was wondering if we're being set up, y'all. Are we being set up for Khalil to go and live with Jordan? What are y'all thoughts on that? Jordan, the editor says Jordan is coming out of the shadows this season. The character development is developing for you. Yes. Give him more scenes with Leila and Coop. I don't know. I feel like Jordan had just enough scenes with Leila today. She wanted them damn blueberry pancakes and he down there burning a blueberry candle randomly. Jordan is the most random nigga. I swear. You do? Y'all think so? Okay. I was like, I wonder if I say this. I don't think I said it in my breakdown, but I was like, dang, if I say this, they gonna be like, Erica reaching. Did you stretch first? Jada says, I think so. Nancy says yes. Kay says yes, I can see Khalil moving with Jordan. Kendra says I can see it. Sade says yes, I can see that too. Okay. That's why y'all my people. I feel like we being set up. But I also think that Jordan better watch his damn back. You think they setting Khalil up to move in with Jordan? Eric says I did get that feeling that Khalil's dad was going to kick him out this episode, so I wouldn't be surprised if Khalil ends up with Jordan and Leila. Micah says, yeah, I believe he definitely gonna move in with them at some point. I saw a scene in the trailer that Leila and Khalil having a moment, and that dynamic is something that could be interesting. Oh, I don't think that Marquee is gonna kick him out. I feel like Khalil's gonna run away. And that's why I'm saying that Jordan gonna have to watch his back or get a gun. Cause I fear y'all. This little moment here, this sent chills down my damn spine. Okay, we got Khalil pushing back. We got Khalil, Daddy, I'm not going with you. I got plays to learn. I got a future. I cannot go with you and ride down on some random niggas in the hood. Can y'all please? So we have that moment. We love that for Khalil. Yes, stand up to your daddy. Cool. But then, y'all. Into Jordan Baker. Is everything all right? No, everything is not all right, Jordan Baker. Everything is the opposite of all right. Khalil talking about my daddy was just leaving. This right here, bro, chills. Marquee don't give the type of man that get told when to leave someplace. He leaves when he's good and goddamn ready, y'all. This man said, I will see you to Jordan on his way out. After give him the slap on the neck, gave his son the slap on the neck, y'all. Which told me, I'ma see your ass at home. But Mr. Jordan Baker, I'ma see you around. Yes, Jordan, you should be concerned. You should be very concerned. You have now moved your ass to the top of the Crip hit list. You need Jordan. You need Jordan up in security. He gonna have to do something. I'm stressed, y'all. I'm stressed for Jordan. I'm just now starting to like Jordan Baker's ass. Root for him, if you will. And y'all gonna have the nerve to put him in the line of fire of some gangster who will not have no problem backspacing, deleting his ass from this earth in order to get his son back riding shotgun while he hit licks. We're in danger, y'all. Laura might need to get a grave. Micah, I need to open up this chat. And y'all, the way that I talk about this in my breakdown, but shout out to them for the way they are also handling the gang conversation, because I don't even know, like I'm a little bit nervous to call him a Crip because we don't see him wear any blue, and I feel like they're trying to be very, very respectful of gang culture, so I don't want to be in my breakdowns like, yeah, he a Crip, so I think I'm gonna just refer to him as a black in this, as some form of gang, maybe like mirroring what a Crip would be, but we don't see him wear any kind of blue. We don't hear him confirm that. We just hear him say that he's not a blood and that he's going after bloods. So if y'all hear me say a black, just know that's what I mean, because I'm trying to keep it as respectful as All American is being. They're doing a really great job on network TV, tiptoeing around gang culture and trying to do the justice. He was very good in that scene. Very good. Let me open up the Discord for y'all. Why does this thing do this to me every single time? He was giving him, I'm gonna catch you on the rebound, homie vibes for sure. Eric said also, I couldn't take Marquee seriously only because he was a joke in Cobra Kai. Oh, I've never seen it. I don't know. He's selling it. He's selling this gangster in this, y'all. The guy who plays Marquee is selling. I am a gangster, so don't push me. I believe every bit of it. Can't believe that I didn't think I was gonna be this invested. Me either. And now look, full blown all American crackhead again, and loving Jordan Baker. What is life? This is the power of really good storytelling. All right. Jordan's character. Somebody said earlier that Jordan was doing too much with Coach Bobby. I feel like Jordan doing so much with Coach Bobby is literally something to try to distract us. But I'm already on to their asses. We know that we don't go where the hell Jordan Baker tells us to go. If you're not Khalil and you're not on a damn football field or in the damn locker room, you do not listen to Jordan Baker telling you nothing about no damn body. Because he swears that Coach Bobby is his kin. And it's going to come out that Coach Bobby don't know you, don't know your mama, don't know your grandmama. Damn sure don't know where they stay. He don't want nothing to do with you. If anything, he probably just hired you because he knew that you and Spencer were tight and he needed the money for the damn program. And he wanted Spencer to really invest or something. This feels very much so like the bait and switch. Coach Bobby feels very much so like the Trojan horse. And the real is Cash's angry ass over at Beverly. Cammy says that Jordan is low-key a people pleaser. He wants Coach Bobby to like him, and since he doesn't, it bothers him on another level. No, I don't think that's why, Cammy. Jordan, Jordan a people pleaser? Child. Listen, I'm new here to this I like Jordan Baker train, so maybe I'm just missing it, but I don't think Jordan has ever been a people pleaser. I agree, Kimberly. Cassius is definitely connected to Jordan uncle. The only thing, Kendra, is that Cassius seems too young to be the uncle. He seems entirely too young. But y'all not wrong when y'all say that Jordan is doing too damn much when it pertains to Coach Bobby. He is. But it added for a lot of comedic relief. And the more time that we get to see Jordan and Leila interact, the more I'm getting on board with their asses. Because they do have chemistry. Or whatever. They got chemistry or whatever. 100%, y'all. Cassius and Jordan are definitely cousins. Now, what degree of cousins? That's going to be up in the air, but they definitely are cousins. Let me pin this. Hey, Kofi.
Yo, what's up?
Nothing much.
Much. Uh, Good. So where are we going right now? I have so
We're
many
at
thoughts, so I
Jordan.
want to kind of organized.
We're at Jordan.
Oh, I'm proud of my elder barge looking brother.
Not Elder Barge. Kofi, what?
Don't you remember when Coop called him that in season one?
Yes.
When that.
Way
Yeah,
back when. Way back
yeah,
when. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, man, he really wants to be there for Khalil, and not
Hold
so
on one
much
second.
as
Hey, Dominic. Do I have issues with sound? I don't want to see nobody screaming in the chat. Dominic?
Hi, Erica. I know join. I know no join. Everything okay? Just come in to check and see if everything okay.
Yes,
Want to
everything's
check?
good. Thank you.
No problem. I had a big family emergency, so now check the phone and I see it went live. So I hope everything okay on your end.
Oh, yeah.
This
Thank
one.
you. I appreciate it. I hope everything works out for your family and everybody's safe.
Of course. I was concerned about your you know, with your family member passing away. So I just want to wish condolences one time before I don't get a chance to say so in
Thank you.
person. So no
Thank you
problem.
so
I'm going to check the
much.
chat though to see everything okay, and then I'll come back. Right?
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Go ahead, Kofi.
yeah. I'm low key proud of Jordan, man. He really wants Khalil's best interest, and I'll give Jordan credit. He ain't never been scared to press up on anybody. So it's like,
Now you
especially
saying
not.
anybody. We ain't see him running through the hood. We ain't see him riding on Sean.
No, but he's done this before. When he don't like you or he have an issue with you, he'll tell you to your face. I mean, I've seen examples of that. He's just not done it to hood dudes. So for him to do it in this aspect, I'm like, I thought he was going to back off, but no, he pressed him. So yeah, so I just need to know like how deep is this going to go, and him trying to figure out who his uncle is was probably the comedy that
Mm-hmm.
I liked in this episode, but I more so enjoyed his scenes between him and Marquis. Like that was probably I cackled when I saw those interactions. I'm not gonna lie because like that you step into a crib.
A whole one. Not a half. Without a
So
stutter in his step, without a shimmy or shake in his walk. Jordan Baker is going to stand on business, apparently.
well, I guess that black side coming out. so, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel he gave Beverly Hills Pretty Boy, so it was like I didn't know you had it in you, Jordan. I'm
I
sorry, I
didn't
wasn't
either.
familiar with your game. I'm sorry, brother.
He didn't shake or stare. When Marquis made the gun with his fingers to point at Jordan while he was talking, I just knew. I said Jordan gonna take a step back. Jordan gonna look down. Jordan ain't do a damn thing, but still stare this man dead in his eyes.
Yep. So that's gonna be an interesting storyline to follow for the rest of the season. So yeah, that's props to you, Jordan. I mean, he's getting a chance to grow now. I think with Spencer not being there, it gives him a chance to be his own man. I didn't know if no shade to Michael Evans Balin because I was concerned like can Jordan carry the show and lead, but so far he's doing a good job. So I like it.
Cool. Max says we all in agreement the finale will be Jordan getting shot with his life hanging in the balance.
I'll
It's
see
coming.
it.
It's coming.
Oh, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I want to. Like, if I can bear that, bro. So Khalil definitely crash it out if that happens. Real talk. he might step to his pops if something would
Mm-hmm.
happen to Jordan. Yeah, and I
How
hate
they're
that
going
for
to do it,
him.
who
So
knows? But Khalil is going to have to. He's going to be put in a position to choose. Unfortunately, yeah, we
yeah,
just don't know how. Michael says that Jordan has always been his best when he has someone to save and someone else to care about besides himself. So it's no surprise how mature he seems this season. He had a similar attitude with Simone. He did, but the tea about it is he don't always pick and choose to save somebody, because Spencer was right there for the taking and he chose to immediately get anxious. He chose to immediately feel jealous. He chose to immediately, you taking my daddy from me, when Spencer is quite literally the little boy from the hood that need all the help that he can goddamn get. And you choose not to save him. You choose to swing on him every chance you get. So yeah, I agree that Jordan does operate best when he has somebody to serve and somebody to support or somebody to save. However, he gets very finicky on who he chooses to save and who he doesn't. And I think that that's why this season is hitting so hard, because for all intents and purposes, there's no real clear reason why he would choose Khalil. Jordan has also been a guy who, even with the saving of Simone, right, he definitely got something out of that. Like, her loving him in the way that she loved him and showed up in that relationship was something that he never experienced before as well. So Khalil, I would argue, is the first person that he can step in and save and shine in this way, but not be getting anything in return, or seemingly not be getting anything in return. We know that he's getting character growth and all of that, but like on the surface, in reference to like the thing that could be driving him to make the decision, I feel like Jordan before, even in like his Simone era, was driven by not only just supporting her or loving her or saving her, but also what can she do for me and how does she make me feel? How da 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 da. And now we're watching him literally do this for the genuine love and desire for the best interest of Khalil, regardless of what that means for him. And I don't think that we have seen him like this before.
yeah, I think I agree. This is a little bit different, because he sees a young man that has potential and wants a better life, and he wants to do everything in his power to help him. Like that conversation they had in the classroom, that was very telling. I'm like, oh
Mm-hmm.
wow, damn, Jordan, you really care about this boy, man. You really want to step out for him. So, it's gonna be. I tell you, man. When I tell you they're gonna have me on the edge of my seat, if they want to go back to old school season one vibes, where you want to raise the stakes and there's an element of danger just with Marquee being around, I'm here for it because Marquee's just not gonna back down. He strikes me as I'm not just gonna let you take my son away. So
Yes.
if I gotta handle it, then I'm gonna handle it. And mm, I fear for Jordan. Like he
I
probably could
mean,
take him.
we saw how, when him and Khalil went to lunch and he took him to the damn Beverly Hills hangout and they're walking in and they run into KJ. Marquis had no problem pressing this little ass boy. Like, he he asked you a question. He know he asked him a question, but who the hell is your son, bro? Like, your son don't
Yeah,
just get to demand things of people and you just standing there as the enforcer. And I was just like, Marquis, this is a child, bro. A
yeah. You
child.
notice
What do
he
you
backed up.
mean?
You notice he backed off when Cassius pulled up. So it was like, like I don't know it. And the tidbit about him being 16 when he had him was a good detail. It almost makes it as if that it's not a father son dynamic. It's more so they brothers or big brother over little brother. Like even though that's still his dad, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
was the vibes that was given.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I would
Yeah.
agree.
So
I would agree. That's a really great point, Kofi.
yeah, because if you were father and son, like if you had him like when you were a little bit older, then you would have that, you know, that
Distance.
mature distance. But because he had him when he was 16, it still feels like, yeah, that's my son, but that's also my homeboy, and we finna hang and run the block. You
It
know what I mean?
does. It does feel like
So
that.
yeah.
I didn't even catch that to
So
put that in my review, but that's such a great point. You're
Yeah,
so
that's a
right
good
about
point.
that.
That's a good point.
yeah. I immediately picked up on it when I read when that tidbit got revealed, and I'm surprised he didn't even press it when he said, "All right, I'm gonna leave." So it's almost like because if he was a father, he would be like he'd have put his foot down, but he was like, "Okay, okay, little brother, all right, young blood, I'm gonna catch you," and he walked away. So it's like, yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Cammy says that Marquee is probably emotionally stunted, so he operates from a team mindset. I could totally see that.
Mm,
Etta
uh,
says that
I,
Khalil might be the one that stands in front of a bullet that's maybe meant for Jordan. Wow.
Oh,
uh,
shit.
I could see
uh,
that.
yeah, but let's hope it doesn't go the Sean's route where the boy
No.
dies, right? But I could see that definitely happening. You know, I would hate it, but that make for some good. I'm telling you, like this show needs some stakes. So you want to raise some stakes? I mean, hey, I would be with it.
Chanel says Khalil's carrying the show. Jordan is doing good as a supporting character. I didn't like Jordan in the previous seasons, but I'm changing my mind. They working magic on us. It's giving voodoo. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. It's giving voodoo. I spoke about this to begin with, but I just want to reiterate, and we're going to shift to talk about Khalil's character. Um, just the nuance that is his portrayal of your child's allegiance to your parents despite the harm that the parent might be causing. I just again want to reiterate it's brilliant. For anybody who's just joining, we talked about this a little bit earlier, so be sure to go back and rewind and listen. Kind of started with talking about the Khalil character, but the two focus characters that
Mm-hmm.
we're like really spotlighting in this live are Jordan, which we just finished up with, and now we're going to be talking about Khalil. I think it's really dope the contrast between the growing contrast that we're getting to see between Khalil in the streets versus Khalil in school, but specifically with football. I really, and I talked about this in my breakdown more specifically, but I really, really, really love that we're getting to watch the beginning of the love grow for the sport of football specifically, because when we first come in to All American in season 1 episode 1, Spencer James is already a phenom in high school. He already is committed and loves the game. He already has decided that football is going to be the tool that he uses to get himself and his family out the hood. So to watch Khalil not necessarily have the vehicle but then be talented with it, like it comes natural to him, but he had abandoned it and he's now being pulled back to it by a mentor in Jordan. And then watching the process of him coming in and like struggling with practice, struggling with fitness, struggling with certain things, but doing the work to get better and then falling in love not only with the sport, but I think he's also fallen in love with the hard work and the reward that comes from it. Like being able to know that you put forth your best effort and you're getting, like, you're reaping what you sow. I think it's probably a thing for him that's like normalizing or like helping him like balance out his nervous system a little bit, because Khalil very much so operates or lives in a world that is unfair all the time. And as he continues to like commit to school life and commit to this team and this sport, he's now entering a world where things are a little bit more fair. You work out, you run, you do this, and this, you get better agility, you get better stamina, you get more playing time, you do da da da, like all of these things, like the cause and effect is a little bit more balanced versus the life that he had been living. It's like it doesn't matter how good of a heart he has, it doesn't matter of how much he decided that he was going to say yes to his father, he was still catching slights and all of that. And for me, the Khalil character is just so brilliant because we're really getting to watch that story from pretty much like the beginning. Like, of course, we are not started at the very beginning of him as a person, but to watch him fall in love with football, football is going to be the thing that really helps him, like, going to be his anchor to get him out and open up his world even more. I just think that this is really, really brilliant. And it takes me back to my first statement early on in the live when I was just like, I really did not believe that they could give us a new Spencer James, but they've done it. And they've done it in a way that is very new and it feels fresh.
I agree. It's Spencer James with a sprinkle of Sean in the sense that He's a former gangbanger who's trying to make a better life for himself. And it's an alternate reality. What if Sean did get a second chance to live out whatever dreams he had? So it's a very it's brilliant, honestly.
Yeah.
My only thing, yeah, I now my only thing is what's his issue with KJ still? Like you barely even see this dude in Beverly Hills. You doing your thing in Crenshaw. You came to your spot to hang with your daddy. So I don't know what your beef with KJ is still. I mean, you
I
don't
think in
like
this
him. I mean,
moment, I think in this moment it's two things. Cause I wondered that same thing. I think it's two things in this moment. In this moment, Khalil is on KJ's turf because KJ goes to Beverly Hills, right? We get to see that, KJ sees him and then he looks down and he like gives this and I think that that part speaks to the Khalil, like, oh, what, you got a problem with me being here? Because Khalil is also, while he's self-aware, he also is the guy who has to prove himself in so many regards. So that can sometimes put a chip on your shoulder. So you're already very like trigger happy when it comes to people testing that particular thing for you. So I think that that's a very real thing. And I think the other thing is little Miss Amina. And I think that every time he sees KJ right now, or at least
Oh
until they
my
get through what
god.
they got to get through, he's also seeing Amina kiss this little nigga. So it's those two things, and it's like, yeah, it's on site every single time. Every single time. Do we got a
brother,
problem? Do we got a
brother,
problem?
you the one that decided you wasn't gonna kiss her back. So why are you pressed?
No,
I
I'm
mean,
talking
yeah,
about KJ. She kissed KJ
well, yeah,
first.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's playing both sides. Like,
No, but I'm
he's
saying I
probably thinking
think
about,
that Khalil sees them kissing when he sees KJ.
oh yeah, yeah. So it's on site forever.
I guess until Amina and him get it together, until he decide that he wanna go down that route with her. But I could totally see, like, I at this point I anticipate every single time Khalil sees KJ, it's gonna be smoke. It don't matter what the hell KJ do.
What time are they
KJ
too?
better,
What'd you say,
KJ
Dominic?
better hit. Uh,
Well, I don't know what segment we own are trying to join in without trying to interrupt anybody. Which character we discussing? Who we discussing?
We're
We're trying to follow
discussing
along. Is
Khalil.
it okay? Well, I actually enjoyed his character tonight. I love the fact that when he was speaking to his dad, he was wearing a black and green jersey, which was split in the middle, which showed like one side was reflecting his dad, but the other side was green, which represented Crenshaw, which represented football. So him making that decision in that moment with his dad, I found that was like so. I don't know if that was like something to do with the storytelling or the how the sets was. I don't know the actual like theater, not theater, but like acting, acting stuff. But I found that was so impressive and amazing. That was my little segment to share with Khalil's
Mm.
jersey. When Khalil's dad came to speak with him about the two guys getting shot, and he was going to see them in the crib. I don't know if you remember that.
Okay, I'm going to it now. Yes, in the
Okay.
weight room.
Yes. In the room, and he's wearing a black and green jersey, and the dad is telling him to come. Let's go. And the way Khalil is like one half of his jersey represented black and green, but one was black and one was green. And in my head, I was like, okay, one was his dad's side, his willingness to go with his dad because he sees him as Kofi as like a big brother, and the other side is for him seeing the love of football, him getting back into the as you said, Eric, hard work. But that as Jordan said, him being recognized by this big village and having a Mina, having all these people that count on him, that is the dynamic I saw in that scene. I'm not too sure if anybody else saw it. That's why I saw when I thought about it. I thought that episode, today's episode, I mean Monday's episode was fantastic.
Come
mm,
on, visual storytelling.
I didn't even think about that. Oh wow,
Me either. It's
dude,
so much happening that I couldn't even visually look at the wardrobe. But that definitely is something that happens very often. People do, utilize that to continue to tell the story or reaffirm various narratives.
Yep,
mm,
thank you. That's my little tip that I want to share with you guys.
If you're just tuning in, we are live on youtube.com/Erica Vane TV talking about All American season 7, episode number 4. If you're listening on Twitter and you want to call in, you can come over to YouTube and click the link in the chat box to join the Discord and call in. Same thing for my folks over on TikTok. Thank you for watching. Kendra says Amina and Khalil are getting together. KJ and Tori are too. Bless their hearts. I tell you that.
This new vortex is gonna give some mess, man. I didn't see the preview for next week episode. It looks like it's just gonna be
I haven't
the
seen it yet,
teams.
so I can't speak to it.
Right, right, but oh, this is gonna raise my blood pressure, bro. World title, like, never mind. That's inconsequential at this point. I'm not even thinking about that because I'm thinking about the potential choice Khalil's gonna have to make between his daddy and then Jordan and the life that he wants versus the life that his father wants to pull him back in, and uh, it's gonna be. I just know this brother's gonna act down. I just yeah
So that's
yeah.
actually a pretty good it's a pretty good segue into one of the points that I kind of want to go through or dive a little bit deeper into. Is Marquee our new villain? I don't know. Like, I feel like the introduction that they gave him was very good. While we get glimpses of what he's potentially capable of, he didn't come out right and it's just like, I'm out to get so and so. So it's not it's not fully clear. I think that Marquee as a character represents a return to an authentic grit that made the early All-American really, really, really compelling. So it's definitely making audiences lean in. But do you think that he is going to be our new big bad, or he is the villain?
He could potentially be just for the way he was able to code switch from oh he cool to he menacing. You know what I mean? Like that was scary, bro. I was like the fact that he's like I'm gonna catch you, coach. That wasn't just oh I'm gonna see you later. That was a warning shot, bro. Like for real,
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
uh he
Yeah.
could be a villain, especially if he's gonna keep butting into Khalil's life, trying to get him to do what he wants him to do. So he could potentially be a villain, and he could be on some if I can't have my son, no one can type vibe
Born
if
from
Khalil bucks back like hard. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So potentially be, you know.
I
interesting.
agree as well. Sorry to cut you across. Sorry, sorry.
No, no, go for it.
Okay. Well, I agree. His introduction was really good. I it was so funny. I watched the episode in the Maxi and the way how he was speaking about Khalil and the way how he handled himself. Like you could tell, but as you said, his introduction was really really good. It wasn't threatened by him, but the way he was speaking, like he's a person to get stuff done. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like if I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, I am gonna do it. So if you're gonna become a problem for me not having time with my son Jordan, we gotta see ourselves outside. If you know what
Yeah.
I mean.
What is and I talk about this in my breakdown. So y'all make sure
Mm-hmm.
y'all watch it because I think this was a really good breakdown. But what is so intriguing to me about Marquee is that I really feel like the potential in reference to his backstory is tied to him being like a scared boy with very real childhood trauma. And ultimately, him and Khalil are probably going to speak to the cyclical nature of like gang life. And I could totally see Marquis at one point being Khalil.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Okay.
He might have had his own dreams, and then life happened. He had Khalil at 16, and then he had to put aside whatever dreams he had to raise his son. So,
And he could have also had a
mm,
gangbanging daddy who taught him that and could only teach him that.
Yep.
this is true, and it's something I didn't even consider. Oh wow! So, I did have a question. Did they establish it? So, is Khalil in the gang, or is he not in the gang? That's what I'm confused
I don't
about.
think
Like, is
we've
he
gotten any
gang?
clarity yet. I don't know if he's been like jumped in or initiated at all yet. But his dad seems like he's a high up person in it. So that just
If
gives you a
anybody wants
certain
to
level of
know.
proximity because your dad is a leader. Micah says, I love the contrast of how Spencer was being held back to a certain degree by his father being absent, and Khalil was also being held back by his dad by being present. Ooh, come on, Micah. Come
What the
on.
heck? Oh shoot!
Come
Come
on.
up with the parallel.
I love it. I love it. Kendra says that Preach needs to get Marquee. I think that Preach has retired. Once he had to take his daughter's mother's life, I think he has retired from gangbanging officially. He is a principal now.
Well, I mean, if push comes to shove, I
Push
mean,
him to shove.
he might have to react reactivate if you know what I
Accordingly.
mean. Like, so it's like I'm not saying he should. Like, he should be about this no longer. I mean, he's a dad now. He's got this thing with being. I thought he was a teacher, but if danger was to come, because Jordan is his people now. So if Marquis starts messing around, then Preach might have to
But
come
Preach
back.
also is a dad. And I think the thing that Preach would never compromise again, potentially, over anything and anybody is not being there for Amina. So I literally
Yeah,
don't have Preach going under the mattress for anybody except for Amina. Like Amina's life would have to be on the line for him to go that route. I don't, even for Jordan, family or not, like especially with Amina now starting to vocalize like not having her mom, I don't think Preach is risking it. Editor
well,
R
he
says
said
that he's a villain to me. He sucks the air out the room when he comes to Khalil. He does. He does suck the air out the room. That's such a beautiful, beautiful analogy.
and I can't help it, but he's charismatic in
Mm-hmm.
a sinister type of way. Like, he feels like he would be a dude you want to hang out with, but you know it's not good for you. So he's got
He's
that
the one you hang
charisma.
out with and know you going to jail. You could potentially be going to
Right.
jail tonight. It might
Yeah.
be fun, but you going to jail probably.
Yeah.
Trust.
So yeah. Well, we'll see, man. I mean, I know he ain't done. He said that catch you later. That was a warning, bro. So I don't know
The
if he's
warning
full
shot.
on villain, but I need to see more episodes that he's in and see where how he moves
Mm-hmm.
or I make a decision. Yeah.
For sure.
If anything, he's gonna be a hindrance and a roadblock for Khalil, and it's gonna force Khalil to have to make a choice. That's the only thing I foresee because that sometimes in life you gotta draw a line in the sand and decide what you want, and it gonna hurt because that's still your daddy. But if you gotta cut your daddy off to get to wherever you want to get, then so be it.
It ain't nothing to cut that cut off. He got to go. He has got to go. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. We talked a lot about Jordan confronting Marquis, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip over that.
What was you guys' ratings for the episode, by the way?
I gave it a 8.9, not 8.75.
I gave it a
Well,
9. I
I
thought the
agree with
Mark
Kofi
Yeah,
that this
Marquee
episode
is
was
the
good.
reason why I rated it so high because I just loved his introduction. You just know he's gonna cause all sorts of chaos, but it's the chaos we need.
I think
So
there's certain parallels in the episode that occurred that I really did enjoy. But usually when we get to those characters, and I'll say those characters, but I remember with for Khalil for sure, that whole visual, as like I said, visual storytelling with the Jersey, yeah, that was
Mm,
like, mm-hmm.
okay. Um, Biggest plot hole, y'all, for me this episode was really Layla's sudden animosity towards Elle, especially given like she already saw her in the previous or in episode 2, and then now all of a sudden you can't even look at the girl. Now all of a sudden the girl make your ass itch as soon as she walk into the lounge. Like, come on now, she was in your house using your bathroom and you had no smoke. Now all of a sudden you have all the smoke. Layla, please. But I also don't necessarily want to spend a ton of time on it because it wasn't really that deep. It just felt very inauthentic to Layla's character to just be so immediately nasty, especially after we if this was her first interaction with her, then maybe, but this wasn't. Like, she literally was in your house the day that you thought you was pregnant, and your homegirl was ducking you specifically for her. That, out of anything, was all of the reason in the world for you to have all the smoke and all the sass and give her all the nice nasty. But you wait until she pops up and trying to sell you, give you some damn songs to sell, and now all of a sudden you ain't got no words for her. Plot hole.
Yeah, that kind of fell flat for me. I mean, that's probably the least thing I liked about this episode. I mean, and I don't think it was proper setup. Like if they had given us a little bit of tinge to it in the previous episode when she made her debut, then it would have made sense. And then also, God bless the writers, but I felt like there was a little bit of revisionist history when Layla was talking to Coop about, and Coop was giving her the silent treatment.
I'm
And
so
then
glad you brought it
we
up,
had this
Kofi, because I was about to
because
forget about it. I'm not even gonna hold you, but yes,
right,
that's
yeah,
why
because
it
we had
wasn't a nine
discussed
for
it.
me.
Yeah, because we had discussed this on a previous live because I had a different opinion about was Layla ostracized from the group after that whole thing in Vegas. We don't need to get into the minutia of it all, but I've had some time to rewatch the episodes, and I'm like, I think I'm leaning more towards your side of thinking about it, and now just for them to not really address that and how that they talked about it, that that was off to me,
It
pretty much.
was. They had Coop talked about something. You pushed everybody away, but then you came and apologized. Y'all had this girl apologize when she was not wrong. Y'all went about y'all's lives. So Olivia was happening, and everybody was frolicking, and nobody was checking on this girl. Nobody, including Jordan's ass. So what y'all not gonna do is piss on my leg and tell me it's raining because this girl was not the problem at that point in time. And you correlating it to this and her getting a second, Elle getting a second chance because y'all gave Leila a second chance. Y'all gave Leila a second chance to be her damn friend when y'all was already being shitty friends to her to begin with. If anything, she gave y'all a second chance to be in her life. Please, Coop. Please.
Yeah,
But then
that
she
was the
was
only.
that, oh, sorry, Kofi.
Oh no, no, go ahead, man.
No, but and she was the one that had like wanted an apology, like because this revisionist history, like oh my gosh, yes, okay, I understand why I gave it a 9 as well. I think I skipped those scenes as well, but like no, let's not do that. But as you said, Erica, she came and she's like, oh my gosh, you're this person, thing. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're like, you need to like stay away from me 6 feet, COVID, right? Nice, thank you. No, it's something, it's something for making any sense.
Literally. Like,
It was
which one is it?
inconsistency in the writing. It was inconsistency in the writing. If you had had this energy in the first episode that she appeared, then I kind of would understand. But it felt like it came out of left field.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably eh. But it
And then
didn't
also,
bother me
y'all
that much.
quiet as kept. Layla don't owe nobody nothing. Ella's not actually her friend. She's Liv's sponsor. So like if she decides that she don't want to offer this girl a second chance or a helping hand, then that's her goddamn prerogative. This lady, her white woman tears, don't necessarily have to move her. Like it doesn't make Layla a terrible person if she don't want to be the one to help this girl get back up on her damn feet.
Yeah.
I agree,
But
I
you know
agree.
what? That was just that was probably the maybe the low light, but it wasn't so bad that I rated the episode low. I did like
Right, we're right.
her interactions with Jordan and her trying to check Jordan about this Coach Bobby thing, and then
Yeah.
it, I laughed at that second scene when they were trying to cry. I'm not gonna lie, that was funny.
Layla ass was so natural and Jordan's just like, so home, where is that? Jordan, please.
Even in that episode, I mean, she gives "This is my husband." Like whenever she just sits down and Jordan is doing his thing where we're a detective agency. All she does is just smile, saying, "This is the man I married, and I'm gonna stick beside him."
literally, literally, she was just like, yeah, that's him. I'm gonna stick beside him.
Like in those movies, you see man pushing on all the plates and everything. Wait, who's that man? We didn't invite him. It's like, oh yeah, sorry, that's my husband.
That's my
Sorry guys.
husband. All right, so I have a question for y'all. I have
Hmm.
actually a few questions. First up though, number one, do we think that Marquee will ever be able to get on board and support Khalil's football dreams in a real way? or will he continue to try to pull him back to the streets? And y'all
Mm,
can answer in the chat
Okay,
as well.
Andy, I think for him to see where to see himself in Khalil moving up, I think he would try to bring him down. Certain words like, I am not the one that keeps quitting, you're the one that keeps pulling me back. I think that Marquis is gonna try his ultimate best to keep Khalil down, even at Khalil's expense, which is sad. Like all those generational curses of him, like as you said, Erica, if we get backstory on Marquis, if his father used to tell him all these things, or I don't know what caused him to become like this, but I think Marquis will try his best to keep Khalil not on the straight and narrow with football, but with the gang life and with the crip and we had to go by this person to, do X, Y, Z and etc.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, I want to think he wants to do that too, but I don't know. Maybe All American surprised me when it comes to storytelling in terms of we think a character's one way and then we find out the ulterior motive. It's like in season one, I didn't like Sean. Then we found out more about Sean, and I was rooting for Sean, only for Sean to be taken away from us. So maybe Marquis will have a come to Jesus moment as the season progresses. I don't know. It'll take something because I need to see. He's probably got some underlying trauma, and this is probably why he's probably doing to Khalil what his daddy did to him. And if it comes out, it's not going to surprise me one bit. So we'll see. But he gonna press Jordan still, especially
Yeah.
how he peeps out close Jordan and Khalil are getting. He'll want to run the interference on that.
Eric said, could Marquis support his son? Yes. But will he? I don't think so. He views Khalil as an extension of himself. That's a very good point. That's a very
And
good point.
he keeps
Etta R says when he becomes a star player, when he start to see some money behind it, some NIL deals, maybe that's when he'll get on board because Khalil will be bringing in more than his licks do. Kimberly Felder says he's not going to give up trying to bring him back to the streets. That's so unfortunate. Janelle says Marquis will try to pull Khalil to the streets. He doesn't want his son to outgrow him. Ooh, that's some nasty work, child. That's some nasty, nasty work. Key says it's like Micah said, his fear of being alone if Khalil succeeds will keep him from supporting him. Such great points, y'all. Thank you.
story be story. When the story be story, Eric. When the story be story.
Okay. Story again. We're finally back. We begged and pleaded. I begged and pleaded, y'all. For 3 years, I begged and pleaded for the story to start storying and not a no. But I ain't complaining. I
11,
ain't complaining.
No,
11:59, 11:59, 59.
no, we here, we here.
um, how do y'all feel about how they're portraying gang culture on the show?
I think it's realistic. I mean, now we don't get to see visual representation in terms of the licks and the actual colors and the you know running the whatever, but they did a better job of it in the first season because we got right into it. Like we saw time run, we saw preach, we saw the Bloods and Crips gang banging and all that. We haven't seen much of that, so hopefully maybe we get a little bit more of it this season. But I thought they've been doing a good job in general when it comes to gang culture on this show.
I
Kay
agree as
says it's
well.
a
Maybe how
little
he
bit more
spoke.
tame. What'd you say, Dominic?
Oh, I thought I was interrupting. I was saying that maybe how he totally okay. It's time to move. We gotta go now. So and so by this house. We gotta go now. I was like, whoa. What about my
Mm,
dreams? What about this? Yeah, I saw a little piece of it as well.
hmm. Um, who's y'all's favorite arc right now? Character arc. And
I've been
Kobe,
saying
mute
his
for me
name
if
a
you're not
lot.
speaking,
Oh,
because
sorry.
I can hear a woman in the background. But go ahead. If you're talking, go for it. But when you're not speaking, just mute.
Sorry, my mom's
No
doing
worries.
something. It's probably Khalil. I mean, we've been saying his name a lot lately, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, Khalil's story is story, and then I know he's Mr. Grumpy Grunch, but I need to see more from Cassius. Like Cassius, brother, you need to take a chill pill, bro.
Oh
Y-
my goodness.
Brother, if you straighten out, maybe your wife would take you back if you
Hello.
chilled out a little bit. I don't know. You still want her. I know you still want her. So you might as well like ease up. And I was starting to low key feel bad. I'm like, dang, Ava, like, why you leave this man? This is a good man. He want to take care of his son and all that. And then you see how he be acting. Like, oh, okay, yeah,
Exactly. You see exactly how he be acting. She is sick and tired
yeah.
of being sick and tired.
And then I'm like, Ava, you got a point there.
Facts. Big, 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 big facts. Y'all think that Khalil gonna reach out to Amina next week?
I do, but I feel like she finna give him the silent treatment.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. So much so that people
Yep.
are gonna pick up on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're gonna crash into each other. I'm like, oh, sorry, I dropped my, sorry, I'm it's to be so weird and awkward. But that is the thing. We will love to see that. But to answer your question, Erica, yeah, I think it's Khalil. Is the actor who played Khalil in my movie? I really felt it. The way how he spoke with Jordan in the classroom, the way he spoke with his dad, the way how he spoke with Jordan in the weight room. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm rooting for Khalil. And just, yeah, basically, yeah, Khalil. I'm really invested. KG, I'm not too sure, but I'll guess we'll speak about KG when we reach KG. So,
Etta R says that Cash just be crashing out. I think that's part of the issue. The issue is that like Cash just crashes out every goddamn day, and that's not what crashing out is for. Crashing out is for the moment to go off, go ham, let it all loose. You cannot crash out every goddamn day of your life. Ugh, you need to relax,
I
sir.
agree as well. Mm-hmm. Eva going for like 5 days and all of a sudden, all, everything is breaking loose. Everything is
Literally,
breaking loose.
literally. Anything else we missed, y'all? Well, we did probably miss things because I didn't talk about anything that wasn't actually important to me. Shout out to KJ
The
Mama
only,
popping back up and all that because girl, you've been missing, gone a month of Sundays. Y'all need to get to the get to and tell us why the hell y'all asses are not together. Because inquiring minds
I
needs
just
to
well,
know.
Yeah, it can't just be about his anger. There's got to be more
Yes, it
to it.
can actually. It quite literally can. I'm not doing no angry ass niggas either. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
Okay, I
You
need
ain't
a
got
little bit
no
more
no
than that.
no hold on your emotions, no type of resources to help yourself better process. You snapping on me like you done lost your damn mind. I'm not doing forever like
fine.
that. You got me chopped and screwed because I am crazy. Okay? And if I gotta control
But
my anger, if I gotta keep it cute, then your ass do too. Please believe. Mm-mm.
Well, we'll see where KJ gets it from because I'm not saying angry, but the disrespect and the aggression too. Like the way he said mid Beverly Hills, I'm like, sir, it's like it was tackling me. It's like I need to get out of here and cool my head, bro. It's like, oh, bro.
Micah said they need to let the mama stay and send Cassius back to Oakland. You know what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, y'all. That is all I really have. Again, I didn't watch the preview, so I can't really go into that. I will be putting up a preview video breaking down the trailer, so be on the lookout for that. Um, any last thoughts that y'all want to share before we get out of here?
Well, the only thing I wanted to speak about was the other visual storytelling was that even though he agreed to watch Jordan's plays, when he's looking back at his son to watch the video, even though I think KJ's number is 10,
Mm-hmm.
the jersey is folded into a one, which reminds him of Jordan Bacon. He smiles at his son, but the camera when he looks straight ahead, he's still upset. He didn't willingly decide to watch the video out of his own good heart. He just did it to please his son and to please his wife. You know, so that I found that interesting too, as well.
Well, I
At the
think
end of
that
the
that is the
episode.
number one jersey because he changed it midway through the game. I didn't understand the point of
Oh,
that,
really?
honestly. I was kind of
Okay,
annoyed
okay.
with that particular part. Like, you took Jordan's jersey out of the trophy case so that you can wear it because what? You needed to go Super Saiyan? What the hell is going on?
But I clearly missed something because I thought KJ's number was 10.
His number is
But
10, but he was when his mom gave him the pep talk at halftime,
mm-hmm.
he was eyeing um
Oh yes, yes, yes,
he
yes,
was
yes,
eyeing
Jordan
the
jersey.
jersey, and then next thing you know he's wearing the damn jersey. But maybe it is folded in half, so maybe no, because that S, it says Eagles. That looks like it's a one. That's Jordan's jersey. And I'm like, do
So
we
if
just we
that's the
don't just
case,
get the unretired people jerseys and whatnot like that? If Jordan's jersey is retired, that means that your ass can't wear it. So why in the hell do you have this jersey? Now it is something important of like how Cassius is looking specifically when he sees that one right there. But I was just kind of personally annoyed with KJ needing to wear it anyway. That felt a little bit like overkill and like, okay, Jordan is went down in history for Beverly Hills, but the Jordan Glazing needs to relax. You gonna go change and steal his retired jersey halfway through the damn game? Only your second game out the season, ain't even a championship.
okay, I see. But yeah, this was a solid episode. I have nothing to
Uh,
complain about. It's the okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that was a bit much to wear the number one. Like copied his whole flow, like word for word, bar for bar, even the play, bro.
Literally. Like,
Bro,
KJ, please.
he
Please.
let. I don't know, man. That's gonna be a point of contention, especially with the fact that he likes Jordan so much, bro. And Jordan and Cassius, did Billy steal your girl in a previous life? Like, what's going on, bro? Like, I'm sorry. I got to We gotta find out why, because it's just not making any sense. What are you angry about, bro?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Uh,
Well,
but
thank
this
y'all.
episode,
No problem, Erica. It's always a good way to express our thoughts and have stuff on our head. But I clearly probably missed a scene or two whilst I was traveling. I didn't see what's in that episode. So I no I genuinely thought that the jersey was his or not him stealing
That
the
would have
jersey.
made
I thought
more
we learned our
sense,
lesson.
honestly. If he would have still been wearing his own jersey, that would have been made more sense. But alas, between the Layla and then that, those are the things that I docked for this episode because it didn't make no damn sense to me. But you good. That's what we're here to do. Talk it out. Okay?
I'll give them this. The footballing was footballing, so I mean,
Hello,
I liked it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it, it,
we were in the school grounds. We were in the school fields. Yes, we love to see it. We love to see children. Where in the college in the classroom, sitting on the college seat, doing homework. Like yes, we're not in
Yes,
Vegas.
we
We're not
getting
in
all types of
What's that called?
classroom. You on the field. You in the weight room. Y'all everywhere y'all supposed to be. Look at that. Look at how that works.
oh yeah,
Thank y'all.
One last thing before we go. We didn't mention this, but maybe they'll dive into this next week. What did you think when Coop was looking at her random professor's Instagram page or all the videos that she was looking at?
I already
Was that
told
him or
y'all.
what?
I already told y'all that. I said it.
I
I said it
wasn't.
from the very beginning. Y'all said Erica jumping to conclusions. No,
You,
ain't nothing
you know
going on
what?
there. I called it immediately.
You know what? I gotta run you your money, E, because I was like, okay, maybe A was not tripping.
Cause cool, what the hell are you doing? Don't you got some torts to read or something, sis? Why are you? Stop. Stop.
Girl, you in a whole relationship too. What are you doing? You know what?
About to do some foolishness, but that's what's gonna make
Mm-hmm.
the show. Thank y'all so much. I will see y'all in the next one, and if you are tuning in for Tyler Perry Sisters, I will be live a little bit later to discuss that. Good night, y'all. Um, yes, I will be live to discuss Tyler Perry Sisters at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10:30 Eastern. That is my next live of the night. Shout out to everybody in the chat, whether you came in at the very beginning or you popped in towards the end. I thank you guys so very much for joining me. Shout out to the members again: Keish, Kofi, Micah, Janelle. Shari didn't pop in this week, but hey boo, if you watch this on replay, Kimberly Felder, Money Green Tay. I know you're gonna probably watch it on repeat. Shell. I want to make sure I got everybody. Thank y'all so much. And then thank you guys for subscribing and for even joining and being a part of our community. I literally cannot believe that we're now 4 weeks in. We back going live every single week to talk about All American. I'm back invested. It feels like the damn Twilight Zone. But you know what? We is just going to go ahead and go with it. I hope that y'all enjoy not only this live, but my breakdown that will be coming. It will be posted a little bit later tonight. It's a little bit longer because I go into specifics around different things. So again, I think this episode was really, really, really well done. And then also, because they really given us a little bit of meat on the bone, y'all can look out for some subject videos coming where I'm going to talk specifically about various characters and storylines and possibilities as we move forward. We are in the thick of it, and Erica is back to covering All American full time. This is wild. Crazy, if you will. There are 13 episodes this season, and I'm surprised that they haven't went ahead and greenlit them already for season 8, but I do feel like they're going to get renewed because they're doing a good job. I don't know what the ratings are. I need to look into that. I don't know what the numbers have looked like, but it feels good. They're putting out really, really great television, so I would expect for them to get renewed for season 8. They only have, recurring returners in Coop, Leila, and Jordan. Everybody else starts off who's not guest star. Every other recurring person starts off at like base pay. So they got everything that they needed to get in reference to budget. That's also part of the need to like bring in a bunch of new characters. They get to reset the budget a little bit. I think that we're going to watch them get renewed for season 8. We might wind up at least going to season 9 with this crop. And I ain't even mad at it. Not yet. You want a video about the love triangle at R? Is that what you're saying? Thank y'all so much for joining a lot. I want to scroll through really quick and see if I missed any comments that I need to speak to. When Spencer comes back, something is happening with KJ and Khalil. Y'all, when I tell y'all I really don't need Spencer to come back, that might wind up ruining the momentum for me. I would hate to see it. Khalil was the best story so far. Then Cash is why is he so mad all the time? Child. I gotta go check this trailer out, like y'all said, because I haven't even watched it. I watched the show on the CW.com, and it doesn't play the trailer at the end. So I always have to go and find it later. So that's why I don't ever really watch it when it's time to come and get on these lives, because I have to take an extra step to go watch it. All right. I think I spoke to pretty much everything. Y'all be on the lookout for the breakdown and the preview video. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a wonderful night. And all of my sisters folks, I'll see y'all shortly.